Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been forever since I've done a sit down video, so it feels a little bit weird. I am like trying to get a cold, I guess. I don't know what's going on. It feels like I have a cold, but it hasn't gotten worse. It's just kind of stayed the same. So my voice is a little bit like blah. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a how to survive a deployment video. I did one of these around this exact same time last year, but I feel like I do have some new and updated tips for you guys, so you can definitely check that one out. I will try and have a card go across now if you want to check that one out. It may have some different tips, but I wrote down a bunch of tips and hopefully this helps you girls out. And this definitely isn't just for women who their husbands are in the military. This is definitely for my viewers that have husbands that are out of town for work a lot. I have a lot of you that have messaged me on Instagram and stuff, and your husbands work out of town for months at a time or through the week and they're only home on the weekend. So this would definitely be good tips for you as well. So hopefully this helps a bunch of different people. Okay, so my first tip is to binge watch shows. I have a ton of shows that I'm going to recommend you guys. I'm actually going to be filming, after I film this video, my favorite shows to binge watch. I think I added some movies in there as well, but definitely find a show that you like. What I look forward to the most is when I put my kids to bed, is sitting down and watching one of my favorite shows. So I really look forward to that during the day. It gives me something to look forward to, keeps my mind off being lonely, and it really just helps me to unwind. So I definitely recommend finding a show, whether it be like on Netflix or on one of the regular channels, but find a show and like binge watch it. And I am going to have several of those for you, or several ideas from my favorites. So if you want to see those, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you have the notification bell turned on. So my next tip is to stay busy. That's obvious. Everyone always says keep yourself busy, stay busy, but I have some tips written down right here that I'm going to give you as to some things that you can do to keep yourself busy. So the first tip is to get organized. So this is what I did last deployment. I went through my entire house and organized. Now what I did was write down in a notebook all of the areas that I wanted to organize, and then I did them one by one, and I spread it out over several months so that it didn't overwhelm me, and that worked out really good. This year my goal is to go back and kind of reorganize things and go through them again. I think it's good to do that anyways, but a lot of those spaces have already become a mess. So I plan to reorganize those spaces, and I am organizing my entire kitchen, which I did not do last year, and it is a mess, but I am going to be filming that. The next tip is to read a book. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Girl Wash Your Face, and I've also been hearing a lot about, what is it? I feel like it's Be Present or something. Present Over Perfect, that's what it is. So I've been hearing some really good things about those two books. I definitely plan on reading The Girl Wash Your Face because so many of my friends have recommended it, and I've seen a lot of influencers reading it and saying that it's good as well. But definitely find a good book, or two or three, depending on how much you like to read, and read a book in the evenings. Read a book during nap time. Whenever you have space to fill that you're like, oh, I'm so bored, maybe you start missing your spouse or you're just lonely, definitely try reading a book, and you can just get lost in there, and before you know it, time goes by so fast when you read. Like, that's one of the things you can do in this life to make time fly, is read a book. Another tip I have is to volunteer at your kids' school. If you have older kids and you can do this, this is a wonderful idea. I can't really do it because any free time that I do get that I don't have my little one with me, I'm using to work. But if they were both in school, I would have a lot more free time and I could help volunteer in their schools. But when you have youngers, when you have young ones, that is harder to do. But if your kids are in school and you have the time, then you could definitely ask their school if there's anything you could do to help, and most schools have like a volunteer program. So my next tip is to stay busy with people, friends, neighbors, family, whoever you can get to spend time with you, do that. So if you're lucky enough that you have a group of friends where you are, then make plans with them. If you have family, make plans to travel and see them or ask them to come visit you. But try to be around people as much as you can, because it can be very isolating when your spouse is is gone and it's just you and the kids, and it can literally drive you insane. So definitely try and stick around friends, go out to dinner, have play dates, go to the park, whatever you can do, but just try to socialize. So that brings me to my next one, which is visit family from out of town. Our family thankfully isn't that far away. They're about 5 to 6 hours away, so it's not a bad car trip for me to take with the kids alone. So I do that sometimes. I don't go every time that my husband's gone, but it does help to break up the time, and again, you're getting to socialize, and then again, inviting them to come visit you is also a good way to go about it. My next tip is for staying busy is to redecorate a room. So pick a room or 2 or 3 or however many you want to do in your house and redo it. Redo the bathroom. Get a new shower curtain and new rugs. Maybe paint the walls. Whatever room in your house. I do that a lot. It really keeps me busy. It makes me happy. But I like decorating and I like that sort of thing. But if you like that sort of thing too, that's definitely something that will help keep you busy. Looking on Pinterest for ideas and just going out and finding the stuff and doing it. It will definitely keep you busy. All right, so my next tip is to get a meal kit delivery service. This has changed my life. If your spouse is gone a lot, you know the routine. It's like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, or fish sticks and mac and cheese or something every night, and it's just so redundant and boring, and the kids get bored with it and you get bored with it. But cooking an entire meal for just you and the kids is such a waste, or at least it is in my house, because we don't eat very much and my kids are picky and they don't eat very much. So we order Home Chef. I love Home Chef. I've worked with them several times in the past and they are my favorite. They have the most options out of the other ones compared to the other meal kit delivery services out there. They have the most options. We have tried so many of their recipes, and there's maybe one that we just, and it was not even my husband liked it probably, but it was maybe me. It wasn't my favorite, but of all of them, we've absolutely loved them. The ingredients are super fresh. They basically meal plan for you. They send everything you need in a little bag. All the ingredients are pre-measured, and all you basically have to do is chop up the vegetables and cook the meat, and it's so easy. Now that I kind of get the gist of how their recipes work, I can do it really fast. When I first started, it took me a little longer, but now that I've been ordering their meals like several times a month, I can just get through the recipe really quickly. So definitely try out Home Chef. If your spouse is gone a lot, you can look on the menu, you can include your kids and have them help you pick out meals. That way you're not being wasteful because you can buy it by serving. So I definitely love that aspect, that I'm getting just the amount that I need and I'm not being wasteful. It's healthy. It's way healthier than mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. And my kids actually really do like it. And you can customize it. I'm super picky. My kids are super picky. For example, we had a shrimp Alfredo one time and I just did not put the shrimp in and we just had the Alfredo and it was amazing. We just ordered spaghetti. It has peppers. We don't like peppers. I just won't put the pepper in it. So it is very customizable. I believe you can even go on and change, like I think I could have went on and changed that seafood for chicken. I just didn't realize it at the time. We definitely love Home Chef. I highly recommend checking that out at least a couple times a month, and it helps take that burden off of what to make for dinner. You know, you feel good about giving your kids something good to eat, and it just makes it easy. So my next tip is do not watch the news, do not read the news, just don't. Make a routine. So I'm not a really big routine person, but routines do help because they keep you busy. So even if your routine changes every day, plan ahead for that day the things that you want to do to keep you busy, so you're never just sitting there like, what do I do now? Try to plan out your days and keep a routine. Tell your friends and family what you need from them. I get asked so often, what can I do to help you? Thank you for your service. I know your husband serves our country, but you also do by what you do, and I appreciate that so much. That is so kind, and I am going to make an entire video on what you could do to help out military families, but definitely ask for help and let your friends and family know like what you expect from them when your spouse is gone, and it really helps because they really don't understand, and some people don't want to they don't want to make you feel like you're a charity case or something by asking you all the time. So just be outspoken and let people know right off the bat what it is that you would need from them. Next tip is keep a notebook close by and accessible. When you have a thought that you want to tell your husband, write it down, because I forget all the time. When he finally calls, I'm like, there's so many things that I want to tell you and I've forgotten them all. So write down anything that you want to tell your husband in a notebook. Next tip is to use services out there that are there to make your life easier. We have so many things in this day and age to help us, like Walmart grocery pickup, and there's things like Uber Eats and other things like that that deliver food to you. Walmart grocery pickup is great, especially if you have kids that you don't want to drag around the grocery store and they're screaming and crying and it's just like, it's horrible. So definitely use those services to your advantage. Look and see what all is available in your area and use them. And the next two are going to the gym. Get a gym membership. If you are a military spouse and you are near post, then they almost always have a gym that you can go to for free. So, and some of them have childcare, not all of them, but I think there's always at least one that has them, I think. I know here we have at least one that has childcare, but go to the gym. You don't have to go on post, but if you wanted to go for free, that's where you could go. Find a gym in your town locally, but going to the gym at least 3 days a week, just getting out of the house helps so much. And then also going for a walk, whether it be in the morning or in the evening time, but go for a walk. And I wanted to throw a little tip in there about going for a walk, and that is don't go the same time every day, just because you never know who's watching, and you don't want somebody to be watching you and realize that your spouse is gone and they know where you live now and they know your routine. So change it up a lot. So my next tip is to get out of the house. So go to the movies, even if it is by yourself. Yes, and I know that sounds like maybe overwhelming and anxiety inducing, but who cares, honestly? I've seen people go to the movies by themselves. It's your business, not theirs. And if you can get a sitter, go to the movies. Take your kids. If you can, take your kids. Go to the movies with your kids, but go to the movies. That's one way that you can get out of the house. Going out to eat. Yes, even if you just have kids. Me and the girls go out to eat by ourselves all the time, and it is so nice because I'm just around people and I'm out of the house, and it just really recharges me. It makes me feel so much better when I go home because I did get out of the house. We had a nice meal, the kids got out, and it's just overall a good thing. So if you can go with somebody, that's great, but if you don't have anyone to go with, still go. Going to the park, walking around the mall, walking around a store, maybe there's a new store in town you've never been in, walking around seeing what all they have to offer, finding new parks in the area. You know, you could go on Google and look at all the parks and pick one you haven't been to before. And the last tip is to start planning with your spouse something that you want to do when they get home. Something like a vacation or a trip, whether it be a family one or just the two of you or even both, but start making those plans now, looking into places that you want to go, looking into who's going to keep the kids if you do decide to go just you two, looking into who's going to watch the pets for you, things like that, looking into airfare and start saving money for that trip, but just planning together a trip that you want to do and looking at the website. It can be something to talk about, but it's definitely something to look forward to, and it definitely helps to pass the time. So yeah, that's my tips this year for you guys. I hope that that helps. Stay tuned for future videos to come on some of these topics that I talked about. I'm definitely going to be doing the favorite TV shows for you guys, and I'm definitely going to be doing how you can help out military families. And again, that will go for people who aren't military, but maybe their husband or wife, I guess, is gone a lot and they're there doing it all by themselves. Reach out to people around you. Let them know, you know, that you're lonely. They may not know otherwise, because a lot of times we put on this front that we're so strong that people believe that to its fullest when they don't realize behind the scenes how sad and lonely we actually are. Alright guys, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you have that notification bell clicked. Make sure when you click it that you have all uploads, I think it is, because there's like occasional and all, I think. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know there are options, and if you have only occasional, it's only going to let you know when I upload occasionally. So make sure that you have all my uploads clicked. That way you are notified when I upload. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.
Coming to the end of a one-way street. Wish I could wake up, but it's not a dream. Staring at the wall right in front of me. Need to get away, I can stay right here. Every day I'm wishing that you were near. I cannot pretend that I do not care.